Hey everybody, I'm SpectralStar and welcome back to Let's Watch Death Battle. Today, we've got a cook versus a martial artist. It's kind of weird. Like, why are they fighting each other? One's Naruto, the other's One Piece. Is it because they are sidekicks to the main character of their respective animes? Is it because they both use kick attacks? Because I know Sanji uses kick attacks. He names all of his kicks after dishes. Food. And then you got Rock Lee, who gets drunk and becomes invincible. It's kind of crazy. Why are we doing this fight? What was the main reason for this fight to happen? That's what I want to know. And if it's something like because they were respective sidekicks and crap, I mean, people ask for this, right? I don't know. I think it's a cool idea for a fight. Don't get me wrong. I've always wondered what Naruto and One Piece fighting would be like. I kind of feel like Naruto would win because they establish the power levels lore more often than One Piece does. One Piece is like, okay, Luffy can't beat this guy. So he goes off and does something, and then he comes back and whoops their ass. But not typically. That's not been going on lately, especially with the Big Mom and the Big arc with Big Mom and Wano Kuni. So, yeah. They both have interesting backstories. Sanji's more interesting than Rock Lee's, honestly. Rock Lee's just a kid of the Hidden Leaf Village. He trains with his master Guy. Clever name. Yada yada. Becomes more powerful. Unlocks the... Is it the 8 gates? I think it's the 8 gates. Could be 9 gates. It's been a while. I'm watching One Piece now. I've watched mostly all of Naruto. And then you got Sanji, the beast, the womanizer, the comic relief. Honestly, he's kind of the comic relief. He gets into so much shit that it's hilarious. But also, he was one of Germa 66. Well, he was a kid who grew up with the man who was the guy who started Germa 66. His brothers and sisters all treated him like crap. His one sister, he had one sister, not sisters. His one sister helped him escape. And spoilers. But I think Sanji has the better backstory. He's got the better writing going on. Not to say that Naruto's got bad writing. It's got great writing. It's just when it comes to these two characters and the backstory, Sanji owns that shit. So anyways, so I can get back to playing Cyberpunk 2077, let's go ahead and get started on this death battle.
There are so many heroes with crazy, over-the-top superpowers, but there's one class of character everyone respects.
The master of the martial arts.
Freaking JoJo.
Like Sanji, the sous chef of the Straw Hat Pirates searching for the One Piece.
And Rock Lee, the hard-working ninja warrior from the village of Naruto.
He's Wiz and I'm
Boomstick.
And it's
our job to analyze the bull crap and the skills and crap. Punch some fists together. Electricity.
Somewhere in the vast ocean is a seafaring land of science. The kingdom of Germa.
When the king of germs decided to churn out some kids, he got an awesome idea.
Ben Smoke Judge. Okay, no wonder I can't remember his name. It's freaking ridiculous.
What could go wrong?
He forced his queen to undergo surgery that would enhance their children during pregnancy.
Yeah, she wasn't.
It's so ridiculous, man.
So she took a drug meant to counteract the effects to hopefully ensure that at least one of her children was, you know, emotionally stable.
A surprisingly low bar to aim for, but hey, good for her.
I mean, you gotta try, right?
While most of her children were violent sociopaths, one showed no signs of their shared superhuman genetics. This is Sanji.
Oh, the poor kid didn't have a great childhood. I mean, he was surrounded by actual superhuman bullies. But he found peace in cooking for his mom.
A colorized version of One Piece manga?
Then he was thrown in a dungeon.
Dude, I want that.
Look, I told you his childhood sucked.
Fortunately, Sanji eventually escaped thanks to some help from his sister, who I guess was slightly less of a sociopath.
Okay, I didn't have to tell you this at all.
Across the sea as a cook.
It just went ahead and spoiled it anyway. Thank you, Death Battle.
Marooned.
Poor guy just can't catch a break. But Sanji found a new daddy in the form of Pirate Redleg Zeph, who trained him in his own martial art. black
That was a cool
style.
story too.
Wait, shouldn't that be red leg style?
Letting him eat all that food
It's
on
an
that
art
deserted
that focuses
island.
exclusively on kicks, which worked out swimmingly for Sanji.
No. Puns are my job. I don't need you pirating that from me.
As a
I think
chef,
you both
Sanji
need
firmly believes
to
his
quit
hands
your
have
day
no
job
place in a
of
fight.
puns.
To him, they should be kept as pristine as possible for cooking.
It's getting out of hand.
Frankly, wonderful etiquette. Even if his own life is in serious danger, he will not break this self-imposed rule.
You
Ow.
gotta hand it to him. Black leg is like taking capoeira, taekwondo, and every other martial art with high-flying footwork and mixing them all up like a stew. And just like a tasty dish, he named his attacks after a bunch of French words, which I definitely cannot pronounce.
Though the most important to recognize is Diable Jambe, also known as the Devil Leg. By moving at incredibly high speeds, Sanji builds up friction between the air and his leg until it
Thought it was
literally
Jambe.
catches on fire.
Diable
To
Jambe.
do so, he'd have to be moving his legs over
I've been hearing it wrong. I
11,000
probably have.
meters per second.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
so
move's
you've
pretty lit.
actually calculated this,
Sanji's
huh?
super fast. He's quick enough to keep
Wow.
up with the pirate captain Luffy, who effortlessly dodged laser beams from a robot man bear guy. It's a long story.
That's One Piece in a nutshell.
Raccoon.
A very,
Boom.
very long story.
Sanji's got
That's what
plenty
that
of other
reminded me of, this
skills.
raccoon.
He can kick your face so hard it makes you as handsome as that devil George Clooney. Oh,
Damn.
brother. Then he can start blasting and Danny DeVito back to normal with
I need to
another.
get kicked by
And
this
with the
man.
skywalk technique,
Might help.
he can literally walk on air by, listen to this, flicking his heels so quickly he creates dozens of miniature sonic booms beneath his feet.
Okay.
That is insane.
Note to self, never skip leg day. In fact, forget the other days. All days are now leg days.
Sanji eventually found a true family as a chef for the Straw Hat
But he had no
Pirates.
legs.
With them at his side, he began
You got
to
magic
hunt for
legs,
the
Lieutenant
All Blue,
Dan.
a mythical location where every ocean
Damn it,
world
Forrest, don't make me
connects
kill
and
you.
all manner of sea life exists.
With my
A perfect
legs.
spot for a chef of the sea.
I will beat
But
you,
just
Forrest,
like all
to
of us,
death
he had to deal
with my
his
legs.
first and much crazier family at some point. And when he did, he got an upgrade.
This is the Raid Suit, a miraculous outfit with hover boots, invisibility,
It's
air
ridiculous.
boosters for increased kicking power.
And a snazzy cape.
Conveniently, the suit is stored in an easy-to-carry canister that can be opened for a magical girl transformation, like so. Oh, is this beer?
Wait a minute. If that's my beer, what am I drinking? I'm gonna either need to go to the bathroom or the hospital.
While Sanji may not possess the superhuman ability of his siblings, he has learned something similar yet entirely different. Hockey.
Yeah.
Gesundheit. This power lets people push their body
Which makes
to new limits in a
Sanji
bunch of
the
different
coolest
ways.
member
Like
of
with
German
armament
66.
hockey, he can make himself hard.
Specifically to strengthen his limbs for ironclad defense and stronger attacks. However, Sanji's own speciality is
He didn't
joke
need the
or
powers.
observation hockey. With
He
this,
earned
Sanji
them.
can detect the presence
Makes
of
him a
others,
cool character.
including through walls.
The Goku
He
effect.
can even predict future events, at least to some extent.
And hanging with the Straw Hats let him push his abilities to the limit. He's strong enough to keep up with the likes of Zoro, one of the deadliest swordsmen in the friggin' world.
And he could battle the marine Fujitora, who could summon meteors from the sky, the largest of which, when compared to the island of Dressrosa, appears to have a diameter of over 780 meters, and thus a kinetic energy of over 12 gigatons of TNT.
So, like, he fought a guy who could basically blow up a whole island in a snap, and then some. Let me know the next time you find a cook who can pull that off.
He has his fair share of weaknesses, though. Sanji sees himself as a gentleman, and thus refuses to fight a lady at any cost.
Broke a
even his own
pacifista's
life.
neck.
And,
Damn, that was badass
he's
back in the day.
absolutely terrified of drag queens. That didn't age well.
But even with the setbacks and a horrifying
Okay.
childhood, Sanji is a man of the
remember
moment,
that.
an adventurer with
It's
a
pretty
goal.
funny.
One day he will surely discover the All Blue, and whatever else comes after that.
Oh boy, yeah.
I was looking for a light. Appreciate it.
Konoha, the village hidden in the leaves, is a land of phenomenal ninja.
From Naruto to Sasuke to Kakashi, we've seen them show off their awesome talent on Death Battle before.
But one ninja student sought to prove that talent wasn't naturally born. that talent could be achieved through nothing but hard work.
Ah.
This is Rock Lee.
Maybe that's why they're fighting each other. There's a couple of similarities.
Anything but promising. See, the best ninja can use all sorts of ninja magic called ninjutsu or genjutsu, but not Rocky over here.
Essentially, Lee was born with a disability, unable to access the living chakra energies within his body the same way his peers could. But while this certainly made things difficult for him, he continued to train, pushing himself to become a splendid ninja.
Too bad he got paired up with Neji, who might as well have the word prodigy stamped on his forehead. Hello, irony.
With no real family to speak of, Lee had no one to guide him on his difficult path. Fortunately, he found inspiration in the form of a fellow bowl-cut individual.
Might Guy, a man who is simultaneously incredibly cool and incredibly weird.
Guy saw Lee's potential and trained him to master the art of taijutsu, a ninja's physical prowess using chakra, body, and mind.
So he's not gonna be shooting fireballs or popping up clones of himself like the other guys, but he's gonna learn how to punch harder than anyone. Actually, that's exactly the point of his martial art. Strong fist. A style that's all about shattering bones.
Not just any ninja can master the form of strong fist. In the hands of a novice, it's a dangerous technique. One wrong move and you could accidentally break your own limbs.
But Lee quickly got the hang of it and even learned some awesome moves.
Double-edged sword, eh?
Drop on steroids. The primary lotus.
A technique so useful that many other ninja tried to copy it for themselves.
What a bunch of cheaters. He's also got this potion, and if he drinks it, he goes into a super zen state that makes him basically invincible.
Incorrect as usual, Boomstick. That was due to American censorship.
Right, it wasn't a potion, it was sake. Somehow, Lee's susceptibility to alcohol turned
Why
him
did
into
they
an instant
censor that?
expert in the drunken fist.
I guess because they didn't want kids drinking just to think they're
I've
invincible.
always wanted to try that style myself.
Because, you know, we're
I'm not
stupid
gonna
as
lie,
hell
that
over here in
is-
America.
What's this? I'm gonna...
What the fuck?
Ah.
Correction. Real drunken boxers only emulate the movements of the inebriated. They're not actually ow, ow, ow,
There's actually some pretty decent
Piece of
animation.
cake. Anyway, when Rocky Road isn't
It's pretty
totally
decent.
sloshed,
That's pretty
he's
funny.
got one more ace up his sleeve. The 8 gates.
In the world of Naruto,
Eight,
eight
yes.
metaphorical gates exist within the human body, inspired by real-world Buddhist teachings of opening one's self to achieve enlightenment.
But in Lee's case, it's opening a can of whoop-ass.
Think of it like that horrible myth about humans using only one small part of their brain. Each open gate increases Lee's abilities in some way. For example, the first gate allows Lee to utilize 100% of his body's potential by removing inherent mental and physical inhibitions. The third gate lets him expend enough chakra all at once to perform his signature technique, the Hidden Lotus.
The first few gates are pretty chill, even if they do wear him out. Thing is, the more gates you open, the more dangerous it gets. But Lee wasn't afraid.
By the age of 13, he could unlock 5 of the 8 gates.
More than
Wow.
enough to keep up with the likes of Neji and honorary Green Day member Gaara. And almost as quick as Naruto, who's dodged light speed attacks. And when he opened the 6th gate, he used it to slice up a giant meteor.
Comparing the scale of the meteor to Konoha's mountainside, and assuming Lee contributed his fair share to this group task, he must have produced a force equal to about 230 megatons of TNT.
The
Oh,
average
yeah, he just
nuclear
punched a
bomb has
meteor.
yield of about
I mean,
5
that's-
megatons. So getting hit
it's
by
nothing.
6th gate Lee is like having 50 nukes exploding in your face.
Now, Lee has admittedly never used the last 2 gates. However, there are multiple claims that he's mastered them by adulthood. And frankly, as the successor to Might Guy, who did unlock all 8 gates, Lee should be comparable.
Guy could make a blast the size of an island with the 7th gate. With the
Wow.
8th, he could go head-to-head with the ultimate big bad, Madara.
Oh, yeah.
This creep was packing more power than when Naruto's chakra blew a hole through the moon. A
That was an awesome fight.
400 explosion. That's way bigger than 50 nukes. Hell, the 8th gate can bend the fabric of space.
Just one small problem. Opening the 8th gate puts an immense toll on the body. The moment you open it, you've essentially guaranteed your own death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who cares as long as you take your foe with you?
Under Guy's training and with the help of his friends, Lee has shown that he is indeed a splendid
Really,
ninja.
really awesome,
Though
really
he never
cool,
quite got a
well
chance to
written
prove
power
himself
up
against
for
Neji.
anime.
Well, according to the wisdom of Gammy Boomstick, one's dead and the other isn't, so I think I know who won.
Tact, Boomstick. Now the villager's expert instructor in taijutsu, and with a kid of his very own, it seems Rock Lee's hard work truly did pay off in the end.
To protect and maintain one's own ninja way.
The third gate of light, open!
Nah.
All
Super
right,
Saiyan,
that's all
blah,
set. We've run the
okay,
data through all possibilities.
It's
Freaking-
time for a death battle!
All right. See how this goes. I'm still thinking Rock Lee.
I refuse to eat this.
Look at all the
It's far too
booze.
mild, lacking in the fiery use of true spicy curry.
Mild. This is the most perfectly balanced curry around.
I see your fighting skills match your skill in cooking.
If Sanji does win this, I'll be fucking surprised.
Show your chef some respect.
I would like Sanji to win.
Respect? I'm a paying customer, and that
drunk already.
curry was awful. Don't you like that? Look at me like that.
It's like when you play that guy in Street Fighter who's never played before and he's just mashing buttons and he somehow wins. He's like, I gotcha, and you're like, was that in the nuts?
Picky eaters are the worst.
Why is everything so loud?
No, he's hung over now.
Open!
Uh-oh.
Sixth gate of view, open! Huh? Seventh gate of wonder, open!
Jeez, he's just going through all of them just for one string of attacks. If he opens the 8th gate, maybe Sanji can live long enough. I doubt it, though. Looks like Squidward. Ooh! We got some Mortal Kombat going on
I
here.
am the youthful beast of Konoha. I will never give up.
Brother,
Eighth gate of death, open!
your whole freaking breastplate is broke. And he's opened the 8th gate. Was that the 8th gate? Oh! Oh, he's missing the leg and he still hit him.
Wouldn't finish your food. I'm making you cough up whatever you've already eaten. Anti-matter!
Well, I'll be.
Looks like mild suited you best. My dish was too spicy for you.
Oof. I mean,
Well, I guess Lee can finally have that bout with Neji now.
Given Lee's years of experience and the power
Ruthless.
of the 8 gates, he definitely kept Sanji on his toes.
But Sanji was no slouch himself, and like Lee, has trained all of his life.
With his speed and observation hockey, he handled even the unpredictable Drunken Fist.
And while the 7th gate meant Lee could probably blow up an island, that's not as big as the meteors the Straw Hats could handle.
Simply put,
Yeah.
Lee had only one somewhat
Epic.
reliable method of a possible victory, the 8th gate. A suicide move he's never actually used before. Not really the best argument for a win on its own.
But gate number 8 could take on Madara. Sanji's tough, yeah, but he's definitely not on that guy's level. A couple big hits from the 8th gate and Sanji's nothing but paste, so what gives?
Well, Lee would have to hit him first. While Sanji's power may not compare to the 8th gate, his speed is far beyond. Recall when his fellow rubber rabble-rouser Luffy, very patiently
can't get enough of
waited
that-
for a light-speed laser
that
to reach
screen.
him before dodging it. To pull this off, Luffy would have had to move 13 times faster than light.
Sanji can regularly keep up with
Okay.
Luffy, and this was before he even got his super fast raid suit.
Don't get us wrong, the power of the 8th gate is incredible. If we were to run this fight 100 more rounds, Lee would surely land a winning blow with it a few times.
But more often than not, Sanji's speed is pulling this one off.
Given his speed, raid suit, observation hockey, and his fiery footwork, Sanji had everything he needed
Well,
to
I'm
outlast
happy with the
Lee's
outcome.
youthful determination for a victory.
Guess you could say he had a leg up on Rock Lee, hand over fist. Or I guess foot over fist, but you get it.
The winner is Sanji.
Alrighty then.
Thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle.
Well, you're
Come back
welcome.
next week to see previews of our upcoming matchups. If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here, and you can always pick up some DB merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Well, thanks. No, what's going on here? Oh, well, I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm not until the next death battle. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm really happy with the way it came out. I'm surprised that Sanji beat Rock Lee, especially with the 8th gate, which he never used before. So they kind of just assumed that he could use it. They assumed it. So, but we had to see it, right? That's one thing we had to see. But Sanji won it, presumably because that is fantasy lore at this point, whether Rock Lee could use the 8th gates or not. The 8th gate. So, yeah, I'm glad that my favorite anime womanizer next to Master Roshi finally secured the bag and got the PS5. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Let's Watch Death Battle. I'm SpectralStar. Omae wa mo. Kodoku.
What could go wrong?
He forced his queen to undergo surgery that would enhance their children during pregnancy.
Yeah, she wasn't much of a fan.